We're doing this again, aren't we? Double elimination, no one is out yet. Best of 9. Let's go.
The match between South Korea and Belarus wasn't streamed, and unfortunately, there isn't much to report. The top seed managed to Team FC Shiko Noko 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 Koshtantan and landed the clean sweep.
No shame in losing against that monster Korean team. Belarus will have a chance to prove themselves in the losers bracket.
Imagine playing OWC round of 32 at an anime convention. That's what Austria's team did. They played their match against Australia at Unicon. Austria tried, but what are you supposed to do against the best score on Hard Rock 1?
Once again on metronomic accuracy, 99.91% against like 1 drop 100. Absolutely insane.
Is he going to bank this? I shouldn't have said that.
Box FC'd every single map in that match with 30x100 overall. Impressive consistency performance.
Peru around star player Arnold made it to bracket stage, yay! And they have to play against USA, yay! Yeah, the American team is still hitting like a truck. See the low air hidden map.
No problems whatsoever here. 99% across the board. Arnold's trying his best, God bless him, but there's only so much you can do when the overall team consistency of the United States is just by far their best strong suit, and they're going to be holding out a 3-way FC on this, aren't they?
Yep.
They're going to be 3-way FCing it, alright.
It was a sweep as expected. The US player pool is just too deep. I hope Peru can pick up some points in the losers bracket.
I am super glad that the incident around the Russian roster could be resolved before bracket stage started, and I don't know whether they were angry because that normal 3 score was brutal.
Could be on this one. Definitely going to end up 1 mil even higher at the end of this map, which is pretty rare to see on a nomad pick, so extreme. Whoop. Don't know what happened there on those 2 misses, but yeah, this is how you'd want a first pick to go. You wouldn't really have it any other way here. And still keeping their combos to the very end. 3 FCs and 2 FCs.
The Gamer Welter combination looks really scary and not much to do there for Argentina. But they almost got a point on Nomad 1 though.
Germany is back to return to the podium, maybe even for more. After they won 2 double time maps comfortably, the Singaporean team showed that team score can overcome single FCs, especially in early rounds.
This point for them.
Yeah, they got to the ending with their combos intact. Had some misses along the way there, but it's more than enough. And Kriller looking to be the only person to actually full combo this map in Kriller fashion, but the team is just not there. It's going to be Singapore getting their first point here.
The rest of the match went more like the 3x3 4-way FC by Germany. Singapore tried their best, but they were stopped by unlucky misses.
Disgusting levels of consistency from the entire team here to... Are we going to be seeing a 4-way, the first 4-way of the match? They got so close on DT1 and DT2. Are they going to pull it out here?
Orly, just no misses, no slider breaks. You got this, Germany.
And the answer is yes.
There it is.
I don't know why so many people expected a clean sweep. After all, Singapore is a very strong roster, especially in the early rounds. Shoutouts to Kriller with 4 out of 4 FCs.
Kazakhstan barely made it last year, but slowly they're getting more comfortably into the bracket stage. Facing Canada so early isn't very friendly though.
Now it's just going to be xootynator into the finish. Once again, Kamenchik and Turnifus can do nothing against this onslaught, and that's going to be this number 6 seed on top.
Yes, it is, and it feels like that extra hard rock from Fragrance of Page or Vexay really made the difference. This map feels significantly easier on the Nomad.
Canada continues to prove that they're one of the most consistent early game teams. Zooty and Kamenchik both gapped their match costs in their respective teams.
Spain has been waiting for a single point in bracket stage since 2021. Breaking that streak against Chile doesn't sound easy, especially after that start.
Switch and transition from that CS 3.3 ult consistency with 9.2 into this AL10 6.5 skill set of a similar degree. But unfortunately, when the time comes when the difficulty really starts to hit, the experience and very high stealing of Chile end up outshining Spain to massive degrees. And
they already lost a break point and the Chilean team picked DT2 speed stamina without mercy. But then, this happened.
Going, gaining into the final ending. Suntan again, man. What the heck? Another miss there from Chile. It's only Matty left with the full combos. And as the ending streams start to come through, Spain are running away with this and will indeed get the breakpoint on DT2, a map that we deemed to be one of the most one-sided picks in this match go in the favor of the Spanish.
And actually, the Spanish roster matched the mechanics team from Chile on Noma 2 as well. And thus Hard Rock 1 looked like a mispick by the South American squad.
Dominate Spain on this ending pick, showing them that they are not still a team to be messed with.
Yeah, Chile coming into this, the obvious favorite in the match overall. They will be winning this Hard Rock 1 pick. On paper, this is the best pick left for Chile, but paper is paper and game is game, and Chile got game today, 4-way full combo.
Matthew with a perfect performance, 7 out of 7 FCs, most likely the best performing player of this round.
Taiwan with a completely renewed roster made it through qualifiers without much effort, but they have to face a strong opponent in the first round already with Hong Kong. And MCY4 made a statement on the very first map.
Unfortunately, I think it's those squares, and those squares are pretty hard. These square streams are nasty as hell. But MCY4, man just does it every single year.
Yeah, on that hidden Hard Rock. Like, seriously impressive accuracy as well on the hidden Hard Rock. I mean, 99.5%.
Taiwan somewhat speed abused Hong Kong by picking DT2 tapping and Noma 2 bursts. Willie stayed in the OWC roster and proved exactly why.
It is going to be making a difference as they manage to hold off this advance from Hong Kong into the final sort of 10% of the map here, Dooms, and it's a 200k lead. I think Taiwan, they've just got to hold on to it for a little bit longer. And they will go ahead and take this map. There's a miss for MCY4. I think that one's going to seal it. Taiwan bringing home their second point.
And the 3 FCs as well, looking like.
After Hong Kong won the Noma 3 pick by 53k, the Taiwanese team went for another speed-based map with more finger control. The 6th map was game deciding.
Yeah, I mean, if one of these FCs drop, then it's going to be a massive game changer. Misha has the opportunity to hold the line here. His accuracy is looking really good. He's looking fairly comfy on this. 98% on this is pretty good. It's out of Neko Kamwi's hands at the moment. He's doing everything he can. Nice recoveries as well from Willie after his first break of the match.
It was the only breakpoint of this match, but enough for a 3-0 run and a win for the Hong Kongese roster.
Welcome to the Southeast Asian Special. Philippines started off strong with a breakpoint on Noma 2, including a double S by Milk Tea and a Team FC. Yes, a 4-way FC, I don't care what you say.
Going nowhere because Philippines are destroying this map. There is no other word for it. 99% across the board, 4 FCs, a bit more to go before they lock out one of the top scorers of the tournament if they can hold this. Well, of this round, I should say. No, they don't. Accuracy drops on the long stack.
This match was all about how not to pick. Malaysia was able to equalize 2-all with a no-hat FC on Hard Rock 1. All breakpoints so far.
You do have that break in the middle, but aside from that, that's the only bit of calm you get during the storm. As now into the small jump section, Woohoo actually breaking on the aim control, but is it going to be enough? Zylice broke right before, so I don't think it is. And Malaysia, I think they've done it once again, 360k and climbing in their favor. They're going to take yet another breakpoint.
Nah, you two really got us up with these breakpoints. I mean, well done Nathan Ram on the FC on Hard Rock 2 Precision, but it's 5 breakpoints in a row now.
Covering very nicely with nearly 700 combo. From the brink, but over the line, just about. Nathan Ram, take a bow.
Take a bow, sir. Finally, we've seen the Nathan Ram that I feel like we should have seen throughout this match.
And the Filipino roster actually won their own 3rd pick, proceeded to win 3 consecutive picks, and win the match.
UK coming in as number 10 seed was a bit lower than many expected, somewhat understandably due to LAN and missing players, but the British team looks strong as ever.
Okay, putting on an absolute clinic in this matchup. Had some close matchups, but on
the maps that they're strongest on, they just look unbeatable. Wow. And that is a clinic right there.
That's a masterclass on how you do it.
Finland really tried hard and actually came close on No Mod 4 with a very nice score by MSthetic, but that wasn't enough to prevent the sweep.
An Eastern European matchup this time. No Malashevsky, no party. Who cares? Tomaszek had a double S on No Mod 2, and well, look at this triple FC on this somewhat awkward DT3 pick.
As a max on any player in Poland looking to prove that, you know what, they don't need Malashevsky, they don't need their legacy players, they're still a ridiculously good team, and while it's not going to come up to the same level as Canada's 4.6 million on a DT earlier, for what this slot is, we're looking at 4 million for Poland on DT3.
The match unfortunately wasn't close at all. The downfall of Poland was greatly exaggerated. But remember last OWC, there is still hope for Ukraine.
Both Norway and Thailand improved their seed greatly compared to last year. The European team added Zubs from the former Brazilian roster, but it was Anthony shining on number 3 alt tack.
Very intense flourish. But it does look like it's been sealed. You can really see the difference between skill sets and different star ratings, right? The 6.9 star No Mod 2, the speed map, 5.9 star No Mod 4, 3, I can't remember, 4.
Thailand isn't that bottom seed anymore, and they were eager to prove that on the aim-focused Hard Rock 1. And it was looking really good for the first point.
Fully in control of where the point lead goes. It's shrinking. The backing combos are there. 700 for Nanolini. Can't fend it off as fast as he wants to. It's closing in really quickly coming towards the end. Kadama drops the backing combo. 40,000 points and shrinking, but is there time? Big stream hits. Points are gonna... Oh.
Don't worry, this wasn't a sweep. Actually, this is a good demonstration of why the most consistent players go for no mod on free mod maps.
Pick, much like the Hidden 2 was, where they ran out to that huge lead and huge win, they're doing that again as Norway doesn't have any answer for the FC on Lisberry, the very near FC on Depi Force. And it is going to be a resounding victory here on this free mod 2 from Thailand.
But as expected, the team around ninerik turned out to be too strong. Respect to Lesberry trying to turn it around.
The old school top teams from Japan and China are duking it out in round of 32 already. Japan had the power of anime on their side, and it almost worked for Tichy.
Really tricky pattern there, and of course the spacing has increased slightly at this stage towards the end of the map, but other than the intensity of the map, it's more or less the same, more aim, and Japan coming in with 2 FCs. Incredible stuff from them.
No, Tichy breaking the SS the last 2 notes!
This was quickly replied by a breakpoint from China, presenting a massive 4.58 million score on DT1. The Team FC was actually so close.
To combat this is an incredible score for China on DT1. Are they actually going to 4-way?
Yeah, looking at a 4-way FC, we saw Germany almost do it earlier with 1 slider break from Tim Kackner. We'll see. Oh no! I jinxed it, and both of them miss!
The match continued being back and forth. Tichy stole the spotlight with an attractive FC on Hidden 1 tech, which brought Japan back in front.
He wants this point, and he is going to damn well secure it by any means he can.
Tichy and David on incredible accuracy for this map as well.
Yeah, that's an FC from Tichy, since there's not really anything to miss on in the ending here.
The squad around Crystal and the Lolos turned on the Jets afterwards, winning map after map. Especially their supporting scores were strong, proven by No Mod 3.
During this last part here, this is going to immediately skyrocket over to Japan. But for now, I think they'll just barely fight it off as soon as those combos don't miss.
Stone Beam missing as well, really not helping things along, but it's not going over quick enough despite having the combo lead.
That last breakpoint was game deciding. I think Japan will have a good time in losers bracket. On a slightly better day, they might have won.
Another highly anticipated match. France never gets a break with facing tough opponents in round of 32. Seriously, Turkey got the first breakpoint already on map number 3, Raikoho neutralizing Fie.
Would have to completely fall apart. Like you said, they're going to need essentially Raikoho and Clutch to miss here. And it's coming back. Clutch goes down. It's coming back, but I don't think there's enough time. 300k and shrinking for France. Raiko adjustment goes down and Akoro. That seals it at the end. Turkey, break point.
The French roster had to win their own picks to stay in the match, and thankfully they did so with a double FC on Nomad 3.
To miss. Fie and Kalangi do miss not what they wanted to see. The wrong 2 players to miss there. Traded by Shinkiro. And Fie once again, but things are looking pretty good for France now. Ifkill and Musty still holding. Clutch going down once again, and France are going to be able to hold on here. Crisis averted.
After a scrappy match on Hard Rock to Precision, the Turkish team were at double match point. The French pick on DT3 gimmick speed made sense in a way, but would that be enough?
Not trying to have any misses, he's trying to close this match out for the upset win for his team. The 600 combo right go, down goes Musty, and down goes the match!
And Mize, and that will seal it. Turkey, with our 2nd seed upset of the weekend, are going to take it 5-2 over France.
I have to mention Raiko's stellar performance with 5 out of 6 FCs, absolutely essential for the seed upset win.
Sweden versus Indonesia was probably the most anticipated match of the week. Let me tell you already, rightfully so. The Swedish team had the better start.
I'm left for Indonesia to make a comeback.
Yeah, I mean, Fuma, I think the difference from the qualies to now is massive. I think Fuma was getting like 200Ks on the DT2 and qualies. Now on the route for an FC. Really good performance from Fuma and Mindfrost ID for Indo, but it's going to be Sweden with just a phenomenal...
The match was going according to plan for the first 4 maps. After the Swedish picks of DT2 and Nomad 2, it made sense to pick DT1. But Indonesia fired back.
For Indonesia, start taking charge here. Mindfrost ID does break, but it's still Rosemi Lovelock on the full combo. 500k score in the lead. This should just be it here.
Yeah, I think that's going to seal it up. 500k lead, no map remaining. Rosemi Lovelock was going to bring home the Seoul FC, but no, it's actually Melwem.
The breakpoints are really crucial in these short best of 9s, thus an equalizer on Fremod to anti-mod was much needed to keep it close.
And a 3-way miss on these FCs would do it, but Sweden looking so good on this pick. Such a reversal from the DT1 loss. And Dito, that's all FCs gone from Indonesia, lifeline breaking again. This is a massive, massive breakpoint for Sweden here.
Yeah, a massive breakpoint and a statement as well.
The European team were first to match point and Indonesia replied with Fremod 3, and I personally thought this was risky. However, Dito and Vino proved me wrong.
It's not brutal, that noob guy. Dropping as well, it's just Dito and Hakukiori, but still a phenomenal, phenomenal team score from Indonesia. And they, with this performance, will bless us with a TB, the first of the weekend, round of 32.
Lifeline with the miss there, but it was on the Hard Rock, to be fair.
Tiebreakers need clutch players, and within 4x100 FC, there is one special player who made the difference to bring the victory home.
Phenomenal performance. This is ice water in Scylla's veins right now. Does not feel a shred of nerves as they just go through this. And they get, please FC this.
Scylla looking to wrap up the FC on the first tiebreaker of the weekend in the round of
Incredible.
32, and they do it.
I'm really hoping to see more matches like this. This is the reason why we watch and love Us World Cup. Well played to both teams.
Even though seed doesn't mean too much in early rounds, the closest match on paper promised to be a banger. After an early breakpoint, Romania was on the verge of breaking right back.
Gonna be enough. The score lead is going down so quickly now. Dropping Sinkagira though, they have to hold. If either of them break, it's basically over for Brazil. But there's the score lead swap, and it's up to 50k almost already. And that is gonna be a breakpoint for, actually not a breakpoint, Brazil winning their own pick. No breakpoint for Romania.
Against massive doubts towards the reformed Brazilian team, Korean Maluku and Izzy extended their lead even further. Sweep incoming.
Drops there. Lurman drops once again, shaking super hard, by the way. Was FCing up till about 2/3 of the way through the map, so understandable shakes there at the end. But Brazil right now coming out on top, largely thanks to Izzy full comboing almost to the end with Hidden Hard Rock, and Korean Maluko reverse choking.
The Romanian squad woke up and got back into the match, showcasing solid accuracies and a swift triple FC on Speed Burst Nomad 2.
Miss in a map, you probably want it to be on the hard part, but unfortunately not going to be the case for some of these players. That said, it's looking pretty over here. We've still got some ridiculous scores to track as well on this map. Now, this has been done already, I think, actually twice in the bracket stage so far. No SS this time around for Nanoya, though.
Brazil reached match point right after, but Romania got one back as well, so this meant the last opportunity to force tiebreaker.
It's a repeat of the Nomad 3 once more. Romania breaking at the end and Brazil holding is going to decide this pick. Nanoya drops once again, and Brazil, they will find the on-paper upset despite the roster changes, despite the loss of multiple of their best players.
Switch both comeback maps and you have a scoreline of 5-3 for Romania, but of course we'll play to Brazil. Now your reward is playing against South Korea. I have no clue about picks and bans because the stats aren't out yet. It is Sunday, it is too early. So check them out on the wiki later on. Also check the schedule on the wiki later on as well. Thanks for watching as always. See you next week. Enjoy the map pool. I don't know what I can make this next week. Please enjoy game.